welcome to our weekly DCA check-in, where we're going to look at the amazing performance of our simple dollar cost averaging strategy, and then also compare it to how we've been doing versus some benchmarks like gold and stocks. So if you like where this is going, hit the like button. Today on Monday, we have a really exciting time. As you remember, we started Moonvember, as they call it. The first 4 days of Moonvember were red days. The last 2 days of October were down, and then first 4 of Moonvember. But then we had the election on November 6th, which was a huge green candle day, and then that kicked us back into bullish Moonvember mode. So let's go ahead and look at our DCA experiment. I'll go kick into my exchange wallet. In our DCA experiment, we're buying $25 worth of Bitcoin each week. We've done that for 8 weeks. So that's $200 of weekly buys plus the initial $200 seed. The total amount of Bitcoin is 0.006444. Said another way, that is 644,000 Satoshi. So let's go ahead and look at the performance of each of those weekly buys. So here's the total we have of 644,472 Satoshis. And you can see that with today's spot price, it's a violently moving target today, but we're going to call it 86,300 at this moment. So we put in around $400. The value is $556. It has returned 158, which is a 39.7% return. But annualized, that comes out to an annual rate of 258%. And so that's in 8 weeks, roughly 2 months. We've seen about 40% return. So that's astronomical already, just seeing that return. And it's largely helped because Bitcoin has kicked into Moonvember mode and now at 86,300. But you could see the effective spot price that we made each of our weekly purchases. Well, last week it was at 67,800 for a ROI of 27%. That gives you an idea how it's been performing. We actually expect that Bitcoin is going to be continuing this Moonvember mode, and the rest of Q4 of 2024 and then 2025 will be a huge bull market, as you saw in my bonus video for the Why You Can't Afford to Ignore Bitcoin series. So check that out if you have not yet. But next I want to go into how the performance of Bitcoin has been doing versus gold and stocks. These vertical green lines are the weekly DCA purchases since September 16th. Bitcoin is up 48% in that 8-week period. Stocks are up 6% and gold is up 1.4%. So gold looks like it's fallen off a little bit just in the past week, but it had been actually ahead of stocks up to this week. And now if I zoom out onto the 1 week timeline and look at how we've been doing from 1 year ago, from November 2023, so that here, Bitcoin is up 130% in 1 year. Gold and stocks are pretty much even. Stocks up 32.9%, gold up 32.2%. Coincidentally, they're right on par with each other. And then looking back to 2022, going back 2 years, Bitcoin is up 431%. Wow. And again, stocks and gold are pretty much even with each other. So gold is up 49.5%. Stocks are up a little more at 51.3%. Gold and stocks have pretty much tracked each other. As you know, a lot of these assets just inflate with the inflation of the M2 money supply, as we had seen in our part 1 video of my Why You Can't Afford to Ignore Bitcoin series. So what we'll do next is make our weekly DCA purchase. So I'll go ahead and grade. Let me just do that really quickly. It looks like the market price of Bitcoin is at 86,252 right now. And again, we are buying with our USDT holdings. I just set the limit price and it immediately filled, and it filled at 86,252. So hey, you know what? We're near an all-time high, but some weeks with DCA, you're buying at a high, you're getting fewer Satoshis. We got 29,000 Satoshis, and comparing it to what we got last week, we got 36,000 Satoshis with the same $25 purchase. Next, I'm going to go into a little bit of a rationale for making sense for this violent price action that we're seeing today. There have been so much bullish dynamics from the past week with the election cycle, with a much more favorable Bitcoin friendly administration coming into the White House. Dennis Porter had this tweet today on X that said, got off another international call. Nation states are moving rapidly. It's all happening much faster than expected. The strategic Bitcoin reserve momentum is incredible. So this is a great time to be alive, as Dennis points out. And once the US implements a strategic Bitcoin reserve, El Salvador already has it, MicroStrategy has it, It's just a matter of time. There's rumors of other nation states just secretly starting to set theirs up right now. And there were rumors of a big Asian buyer getting in and pumped today's price. So that could be an explanation for the massive price pump today. So just a plug, if you haven't already, you can follow me on X at Bitbagger. You can follow me there. Also, share out the Bitcoin Revolution series that I have on YouTube. It's Why You Can't Afford to Ignore Bitcoin series. So share that out with anybody that you know who's still stuck in the failed fiat monetary system. And also for yourself and anyone, I started a series called How to Speak Bitcoin, and you can find that at bitbagger.io/speakbitcoin. And it will give you some good vocabulary words, phrases about Bitcoin that people don't immediately know, especially when they're new to Bitcoin. So check that out. Thanks everybody for joining. We've had amazing return of 40%, annual percentage rate of 258%, 8 weeks into our DCA experiment. If you haven't already, start your own DCA. You can see the power of just even small amounts of purchases in a short amount of time that Bitcoin can have on your portfolio. Until next time, be wise, be safe, and stack sats.